Hello everyone, welcome to Prenatal Yoga. My name is Kim Leskovic and I am so excited to be able to dive into this yoga journey with you and your baby and bring some mindfulness and breath and ease into your life. And so to start, I just want to share with you a couple props we will be using in this practice and a couple essential oils and doTERRA products that I find to be very useful and helpful during not only your yoga practice but going out into your everyday life. And so a couple of things you're going to want is obviously a yoga mat if you have it. I am currently sitting on one, but I am going to move the video back when we start our yoga practice. And then 2 blocks if you have those. I will link that in the description of this video too, that you'll want 2 blocks or some other, like a couple books that you might have, like thicker books at home might work as well. So we're going to be using those, and then usually in a studio I would recommend a bolster, but since this is an at-home practice, you can just grab 2 pillows, and we're going to use this as like a bolster throughout the video. And then lastly, a blanket. So I just have like this little couch blanket and I folded it into like a rectangle. So that's going to really support our knees during cat and cows, any sitting, kneeling postures throughout this practice, and it's going to be super supportive. So those are a couple of props that I would like you to go grab if you have them. Get creative. This is an at-home practice, so if you don't have something, even a towel works for the blanket, and really just the blocks would be the only thing that you would kind of have to get creative with, I feel like. And then also make sure you have some water, as we will be working, and you'll want that near you as well. And then if you do already have essential oils at home, you can grab these, or after this video, if you find any interest or would like support, feel free to click the links below and get in contact with me. I would love to help you out in any way I can in getting you some of these products as well. But some that I really love, first of all, you're going to want a couple tissues. So go grab a couple tissues as well. And then a couple essential oils that I really love to use at the start of class is our Breathe Respiratory blend. So what you can do with our Breathe blend, if you don't want to put a drop directly in your palms and take a couple deep breaths in through your nose, you can put a couple drops onto a Kleenex, and we will just drape that over our blocks during child's pose throughout this video as well. And then I'm going to be using, for this video, lavender. So if you have lavender essential oil, this is going to be a great one that you can apply right before your Shavasana. Usually in a class I'll go around and apply these to people's temples as they're laying in Shavasana. So if I don't remember throughout this video, by the time we reach Shavasana, grab your lavender and just apply that to your temples, or again, roll it in your palm and take a couple deep breaths before you relax into that pose. But I will do my best to remember at the end to grab those. So those are a couple oils that I really love, and then I'll make some other recommendations at the end of this video as well. Welcome everyone to your prenatal yoga class. My name is Kim Leskovic, and I'm really passionate about connecting women and mothers to powerful tools of nature that help them to relieve stress, relieve any pain or tension they might be feeling, and really just help support them as they journey through their pregnancy and into motherhood and parenthood. Essential oils have been crucial for me in my emotional well-being and my relationships as a caregiver and a nanny, and just understanding myself, so therefore I can pause and be able to better understand the little ones and take moments to truly listen to what they are saying, listening to my body. As we move through this flow, I'm going to ask you to use your intuition and tune into how you and your specific body are feeling today. I am really passionate about helping people connect their inner voice, their inner feelings, and really getting in tune with what feels good to them today. And again, this can change from practice to practice within yoga, within meditation, within essential oils. And so it's important just to tune in and ask yourself what you need today and what feels good today. And so with that being said, feel free to grab your Breathe Essential Oil from doTERRA if you have it. And like I mentioned, we're going to be placing a couple drops of that Breathe oil right on top of the tissue. So this is a prop that you can come to whenever you're in child's pose or ever resting your head or forehead to the mat. So I just put 2 drops onto the Kleenex. You can feel free, I have 2 here, so you can tuck away the side with the essential oil on it and just have it be on the inside. And come into a comfortable, easy seat. So again, I'm just placing the blanket underneath my rear right now. And you can be facing front ways on your mat if that feels comfortable too, but for now I'm going to face the video. And we're just going to start in a comfortable seated position, closing your eyes, sitting up nice and tall, really rooting, grounding down through the legs, down through your sit bones, closing your eyes, getting long through the spine, sending energy from the base of the spine all the way up through the crown of your head. So the center of the top of your head. Heart stacked over pelvis, head over heart. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let it go. 3 more breaths just like that. In through your nose and out through your mouth. 2 more on your own. In. And as you start to bring some awareness to this deep belly breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, take a moment to set an intention for this practice. Maybe it's a word or a feeling you'd like to send to your baby or yourself. Maybe you'd like to dedicate this practice to someone. It can be as simple as, I intend to feel love. I intend to feel strength. I intend to connect with my body and my baby in this moment. Whatever that looks like for you, take a deep inhale through your nose, placing your left hand over your heart. Exhaling some love into that space. Bringing your right hand to your belly, left hand to your heart. Breathe one more time in through your belly, up into your heart, and out through your mouth. Bringing your hands back to your knees. Flutter your eyes back open. From here, raise your hands up to the sky. Clasp your left wrist with your right hand. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, slowly and gently lean to the right side. Keeping those sit bones rooted and grounded, lifting energy up through the spine, overhead, and gently taking a bend to your right side. Inhaling through your nose and out in whatever way that feels good. Last one in and out. Come back through center, switching clasps of your wrists. So left hand reaches for your right wrist. Rooting through your sit bones, reaching up on an inhale, bending towards your left on an exhale. 2 more breaths. Last one in. And out, come back to center, releasing your hands back to your knees. Take your left hand to your right knee, swing your right fingertips up behind your back, taking a gentle twist towards the right side. Notice what feels good on your neck here. Maybe you draw your chin over your right shoulder. Again, we don't want to crank here. We want to be super mindful and gentle with this twist. Sending energy up from the base of your spine out through the crown of your head. Take one more deep breath in here. And out, let it go. Releasing back to center. Bringing your right hand to your left knee. Swing your fingertips back and behind. Rooting to rise here, inhale. Twist on an exhale, gentle, mindful of what feels good and where you can relax. Or you can soften the spaces you can breathe into. Maybe you draw your chin over your left shoulder. One more breath in together here. And out, releasing back to center. Taking your blanket under your knees, we're going to come into a tabletop position on your mat. We'll move into some cat-cows here. So on an inhale, we're going to drop our belly, look up to the sky, press into our fingerprints. And on an exhale, round through your spine, cinching your belly button up towards your chest, pressing through your knuckle pads, making sure your wrists are stacked under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. So moving through some cat-cows here. On every cat, tucking your chin to chest, every cow looking up, gazing up, inhaling. Exhaling, rounding through the spine, tucking your chin to chest. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Move through a few more of those on your own, and if you are feeling like moving your hips, I encourage you, let's start with clockwise, moving your hips into a clockwise circle motion. So we store a lot of stuck energy and emotions, anger, frustration in our hips. And so tune into your body here. Does this feel good? Do I want to go back to cat and cows? Keep it simple. Do I want to slow down my circles? Do I want to speed them up? Remembering to breathe. Go ahead and reverse your circle. So we're going counterclockwise, or the opposite way of what you started with. Again, slowing your circles or maybe speeding them up. Taking time in some of the areas that are a little bit more needing some work. Also being aware not to push it and noticing when it's more of a pinching pain versus a feel-good, nice little pop or feel-good pain. There is a difference there. And so if there is any pinching, feel free to come back to child's pose or moving into our cat and cows. So we'll meet in one more cat-cow. Inhale. Exhale, cat. Coming back to a neutral tabletop position, hands and knees. Raise your left hand, palm faces the right side of your mat, and I actually have to scoot up a little bit. So yeah, we're raising our left hand, right leg goes long, toes are tucked, and you can stay here for our spinal balance, or raise that right heel if that feels good. Again, we're cinching our belly towards our spine and pressing into that rooted hand, getting strong. Our gaze, send your gaze down or slightly forward towards the top of your mat. Again, we want to focus on keeping our spine in alignment, so our hips, our heart, and our head all in alignment here. One more breath in. And out, release back to the mat. Bringing your right hand up, palm faces the left side of your mat. Tuck your back toes, raise that left foot if that feels good, or keep it onto the ground. Coming into spinal balance on the opposite side. Breathing in here, cinching your belly up towards your spine, rooting through that left hand, in through your nose, and out through your mouth. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your hand and knee back to the ground. Maybe take some C curves with your spine, peeking over each shoulder. Grabbing your block with your tissue and putting it on the first height with it going hot dog style, so long, vertical. You're going to take your knees nice and wide, big toes to touch, and rest your forehead on your block with that essential oil. If you're not feeling the essential oil today, no worries, you can set it to the side, but it's really going to help open up your respiratory system and help relieve any congestion or discomfort within that your breathing in your respiratory tract. So bring your forehead to your block and extend your hands out long. You can feel free to adjust the block as needed to be closer or further away, whatever is feeling good for you. Just take a couple moments to check in. Maybe you rock your forehead side to side, giving your forehead a nice, gentle massage. Coming back to stillness, deepening your breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. A couple more on your own. Last one in together. And out, open your mouth, exhale. Coming back, pressing into your palms, bringing your knees under your hips. We're going to come into a tabletop position. From here, take a seat back onto your heels and press up into a standing position. Rolling slowly up through your spine, rolling your shoulders back. Roll it out. And then we're going to set our blanket a little bit further back. Grab your blocks and bring them to the top of your mat. So I'm actually going to slide my mat just a little bit because I'm on a rug. Keeping your tissues near. Maybe take a sip of water here if you have it close. And then we're going to come to a forward fold at the top of our mat. So we're going to bring your feet about a foot away from your blocks. Blocks are at the top of your mat. Hands rest on your blocks and fold over your legs. Head hangs heavy. Maybe shake your head yes, shake it no. Halfway lift, breath in, fingertips come to block. You lift halfway. Forward fold, exhale. Mountain pose, reach up, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breath in. Place your palms to your mat, coming into a tabletop position. Move into your downward facing dog, pressing back into your hands, lifting your hips, pedaling it out here. Or if this is uncomfortable today, or you might have some nausea, dizziness, you can feel free to come back to your child's pose with the block under your forehead, or you can do puppy dog pose. So for puppy dog pose, you'll have your knees directly under your hips, and then you are going to walk your hands out in front of you. So it's a nice shoulder release here. Again, you can have that block underneath your head, but again, your hips are high, stacking over your knees. Taking a couple deep breaths there. I'm going to go into downward dog for 2 more breaths. In and out. In and out. Walking your feet back up, or coming into a tabletop position and coming back into your forward fold, however you want to get there. We'll take an inhale, lift up halfway, forward fold, exhale. Reach up, look up, mountain pose, inhale. Swan dive your arms down, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Coming back down to tabletop, moving into your downward dog, child's pose, or puppy dog pose for 3 deep breaths. In and out. Last one in. Coming back down to tabletop position. Walk your feet back up to standing at the top of your mat. Forward fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Reach up, mountain, inhale. Hands come to your heart center, exhale. Take a moment, really ground through the bottoms of all 4 corners of your feet. Notice your hands at your heart. Notice your thoughts, how your body's feeling, how baby might be feeling. Remember your intention. Flutter your eyes back open. Reach up, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Hands come to blocks. Halfway lift, breath in. Step your left foot back for low lunge, bringing your blocks to frame your right foot. So again, you can inch your back knee a little bit if that feels good. We're going to untuck our back toes and get long in your fingertips. Really roll your shoulders back behind your spine and make sure your ankle is a 90-degree angle with your knee. So you don't want to be too far over your ankle or too far back. Just try to get it aligned there. And then again, our fingertips, our hands can be directly on our blocks, or our fingertips can come up for a little bit more opening in our shoulders. So inhale here, and exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, draw your hips back, point your right toes up towards the ceiling. Should look like this. Reversing that pose, bring your chin towards your chest and fold over gently over that right leg. Using your blocks for some support here. One breath in and out, coming back up to a low lunge. Tuck your back toes, raise that left back leg, step up into your forward fold at the top of your mat. Exhale. Halfway lift, breath in, forward fold, breath out. One more, moving into mountain, reach up, inhale. Hands come to heart center, exhale. Again, take a moment to check in, get rooted in those feet. Breath in, raise your arms up towards the sky. Swan dive your arms down, exhale. Halfway lift, breath in, step your right foot back or low lunge on the opposite side. Lowering that back knee, untucking your toes, making sure your left foot and ankle and knee are in a 90 degree. Bringing your blocks back to frame that left foot. Really raise up through your fingertips, opening up the shoulders. Creating that alignment with heart over pelvis, head over heart. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. One more breath in and out. Sink your hips back. Pull your left toes up towards the sky. Fold gently over that left leg, bringing your chin towards your chest. Pressing into your right back foot for support and grounding. Last breath in and out, moving back through, tucking your back toes, lift your back leg, step it up and through for that forward fold. Again, moving your blocks towards the front of your mat and folding over your legs. Halfway lift, breath in, forward fold, breath out. So from here, you're going to take it into a Milazzo squat. So feel free to move your blanket gently where you can still reach it. Take your blocks. One's going to go in front of you and one is going to go a little bit in between your legs, a little bit further back. And your toes are going to point towards the corners of your mat. So you're going to be sideways at this point. And feet a little bit further than hip distance apart. So from here, you can take your hands towards your hips and sink them low and lower until what feels good. And then Milazzo, you can come to a comfortable seat with that block as support and your hands to heart center, or if it feels better, you can lower down, reaching for that block for some support here. And I like to kind of wiggle it out here. Use that block, use that support. Loosening up the hips, breathing into those areas, creating space within your hips, creating flow, creating movement, releasing any stored, stuck emotions, and breathing through that discomfort. So find some stillness amongst the discomfort. Breathe in, breathe out. Pressing into that block, lifting your hips, bring your hands to your hips, come back up to a standing position. So from here, bring your feet a little bit wider. You can move that block out in front of you. We're going to be coming into goddess position. So again, feet are going to be even wider than we just had them, pointing towards the corners of your mat. Hands can come to bring your hands to your hips. They can also clasp opposite elbows behind your back, or goalpost arms for traditional goddess pose. So on every inhale, we're going to reach up, inhale, and exhale, goddess squat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, goddess squat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, goddess squat. Let's do 3 more of those. Inhale, lift. And exhale, goddess. Lift. And exhale. Inhale. And breathe out. Lift, inhale. And exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, reach up, smile. Exhale, lower. Bring your hands to your hips. Raise your legs back up through center. Point your left toes towards the front of your mat. Grabbing your blocks, we're going to put your blocks at the top of your mat. And if they're too hard to reach, you don't necessarily need them right now. But we're going to open up into a warrior 2 pose. So heels usually are in alignment here in a straight line. The back toes can be pointed 45 degrees to horizontally with the back mat. I usually have them that way. And then your left knee is going to be over your left ankle. So you want to be aware that you can still see your big toes. And just feel the strength in all 4 corners of your feet here. Pressing down, rooting down, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your arms, relaxing your face. Breathe in, breathe out. Reverse your warrior, breath in. Left hand reaches up, right hand gently touches the back leg. Reverse your warrior, breath in. And out. Reverse your warrior, inhale. Bring your hands to your blocks. Stepping your right foot up to meet your left. Halfway lift, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Bring your left leg back for warrior 2 on the opposite side. Again, breathing here in through your nose and out through your mouth. Reverse your warrior, inhale. Extended side angle, exhale. Reverse your warrior, breath in. Cartwheel your arms down to meet your blocks. Bringing your left foot back up to meet your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. From here, you can take a couple steps back. Facing the front of your mat, we're going to move into balancing poses. So for these, if you feel you need some extra stability, feel free to go to the wall and do your tree pose with one hand on the wall. You can totally do that. And it might be a great starting practice for you as well. So we're going to root through your left foot. Your right foot can either come to your ankle, like a little kickstand, your calf, or your inner thigh. Hands can come to your hips, bring them to your heart, or up ahead, extending them like branches. And find a focal point in front of you to focus on. Something that's not moving. And remember to breathe. In through your nose. And out. Again, in through your nose. And out, releasing back to the mat gently. Switching sides. So your right foot, maybe wiggle it out here. Shake it out. Root through that right foot. Bring your left foot to your ankle, your calf, or your inner thigh. Just make sure your foot isn't pressing directly on your knee. So I'm actually going to stay at my calf today. Bring my hands to my heart. Finding that focal point in front of me, something that's not moving. Tuning into my breath as it's guiding me in this present moment. Feeling the stillness amongst the strength. Last breath in here. Exhale, lower your left foot back to the mat. Take a little wiggle. Coming into some hip poses. So grab your, actually, we are going to move into, let me go grab a pillow. Okay, so next we are going to move into some hip opening postures. So slowly lower down onto your mat. This blanket can be of support underneath your sit bones. Coming into a cross-legged position. We will need one block here. So taking your right leg parallel to your mat. This can be the front of your mat or the side of your mat, whichever you prefer. And then we're going to take our block and put it right over, we'll move into rocking our left leg for a little bit. So just bringing, again, some gentle movement within the hip. Moving some of that energy around, maybe taking some circles. Being super gentle and mindful of what feels good here. Placing your block on your right knee, bringing your left foot onto your block. Oops, just kidding. Your block onto your right foot and your left knee onto the block. So feeling a nice hip opening stretch here. You can stay here, sitting up nice and tall, rooting through those sit bones, raising through the crown of your head, relaxing your hands to your knees. Or if you would like a little deeper stretch, feel free to walk your hands out in front of you. Remembering to breathe. Release some of the tension in your neck by bringing your chin towards your chest. Relaxing the weight of your head over your legs. Taking 2 more deep breaths in through your nose. Filling up. Exhale, let it all go. One more just like that, in. And out, let it go. Walking your fingertips back up through center. Removing that block, switching legs, so your left leg comes below. We're going to take our right leg and rock it side to side. Creating some space, wiggling out any tension or stress we're holding on to in there. And then placing your block to your left foot and your right knee rests on that block. Again, sit up nice and tall. Roll your shoulder blades back down the spine. Place your hands on your knees or gently walk them out in front of you. Folding over your legs, bringing your chin to your chest, relaxing your head. Notice how this side might be different than your other side. It's totally normal. And each day can be different. So it's important just to check in and see what you might need more or less of in this moment for this specific side, this specific body part. Doesn't have to look a certain way. What matters is that it feels good to you. And that it's serving you. So 2 more breaths in through your nose. and out. One more in to baby, and out. Walking your fingertips back up towards to meet your knees, removing that block. Coming into supported bridge pose. So take your pillows. I usually use a bolster, but you can feel free to stack 2 pillows behind your back here. We just want it to be supporting your spine so you're not laying directly on your mat. And we're going to slowly lower down onto your bolster, onto your pillow, your homemade bolster, and bring your heels to meet your fingertips that are resting by your sides. So we're going to do a couple bridge poses with breath here. So on an inhale, we're going to raise our hips up, press into your feet. Breathing in, hold it. Exhaling, lower. Do several more of these. Inhale, lift. And lower, exhale. Lift, breathe in. Lower, breathe out. 3 more, in. And out, lower. Breathe in, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more, in. Exhale, lower. 1 more breath in. Exhale, breath out. Lower down. Rock your knees side to side gently, feeling the release of your hips. Let your knees fall towards the left side of your mat. Bring your arms out to a T or cactus arms. Gaze over your right shoulder if that feels good. Here we're just getting a gentle twist. If this is uncomfortable, you can feel free to grab your block and set that under your knees for a supported supine twist. Taking a moment to check in, release anything you're still holding on to. Relax your jaw muscles. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Maybe swallow. As we get into the more restorative poses of our practice, if your mind starts to wander, bring it back to the breath. The breath that moves in and out of your body. That moves in with cooler air and out with warmer air. Maybe bring your attention back to your intention or the way you intend to feel by the end of this practice. Sway your knees towards the right side of your mat, grabbing your block for your knees to fall onto the right side of your mat. Again, that block can be nice support right under that right knee. Teeing your arms out to the side or goal posting, take your gaze towards the left side of your mat. Again, not cranking on your neck, but gently allowing it to slightly fall towards the left. And focusing on your inhales and your exhales. Noticing how this side might feel different than your last. Relaxing your face. Relaxing your forehead muscles. Space between your eyebrows. Bringing your knees back to center. You're going to roll to our left side, pressing ourselves up into a seated position. So from here, we are going to set ourselves up for our final Shavasana. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling pretty zenned out. Taking your blocks into an L formation. So the back one is going to come into its tallest height horizontally, and then the second one is going to be vertically at its medium level. So you can kind of play around with that formation, but what we're going to do is we're going to set our pillow right on top of those blocks, grab our Lavender Essential Oil, roll that, if you have the roller bottle version, right on your temples, maybe the back of your neck, over your heart, or your wrists. And if you have the regular lavender bottle, you can simply put that on a tissue, your second tissue, and you can keep that near your face for this final Shavasana. If you want to put it over your eyes, you can feel free to do so as well. I'll leave that to your discretion. So yeah, once you get your blocks set up, the soles of the feet, bring your soles of your feet together, knees open wide like a book. Base of the spine comes to the start of your pillow, and you're just going to relax back onto your blocks. The back one should be supporting your head, so you can kind of adjust. But bring your palms to your hips. Maybe your right hand comes to belly, left hand to heart. Maybe you just rest your arms to the sides. But this is your time to let go, to surrender, to absorb all that you just did in this beautiful prenatal yoga class. We are no longer trying to do. We are simply allowing ourselves to be here with baby, to be here with ourselves, to relax into this very restorative, comforting, and relaxing pose. As you relax your breath, relax your mind, allow your breathing to come to its natural rhythm. Again, relaxing your face muscles, relaxing your jaw. Remembering to come back to your breath, and your mind starts to wander. Allow yourself to be here in this present moment, in this body, in this space. Bringing some awareness back to this room, back to your breath. Filling up your belly, into your nose. Out through your mouth, let it go. Bringing some gentle movements to your fingers and your toes. Bring your legs out in front of you. Raise your hands up above your head for a full body stretch. Circling your wrists, circling your ankles. Come onto the left side, pressing yourself up for a seat at the top of your mat. Keeping your eyes closed, come into a comfortable seated position at the top of your mat. Bringing your hands face down to your knees. I invite you now to bring your right hand to your belly, your left hand to your heart. Taking one final deep breath into belly, filling up, and exhale together out through your mouth. Bring your thumb knuckles into prayer position at your heart. Keeping your eyes closed. Thank you guys so much for sharing your practice with me today. Thank you for showing up for the health of yourself, your baby, and everyone around you. Because when we take time for ourselves to feel good, to move that stuck energy, we are actually raising the vibration of everyone around us. Bring your thumb knuckles to your third eye in between your eyebrows. Together we bow. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for showing up on your mat today, for sharing your practice. And I just want to leave you with a couple other insights and essential oils you can try if you are experiencing any discomfort or pain throughout your pregnancy. I do have some ways that you can support yourself in this way. And so a couple items that I wanted to share with you, especially for muscles and post-yoga, post-movement, we have our Deep Blue Essential Oil Lotion Rub. So this is amazing for lower back pain. It's very cooling and restorative. And so a little goes a long way with this one. So you could even do a little dab into some unscented lotion and rub that at the base of your spine or kind of wherever you're feeling that slight discomfort. And then in addition to that, we have our Aroma Touch Massage Blend. So this is a beautiful blend of basil, cypress, peppermint, marjoram, grapefruit, and lavender. And I always take this one with me when I go to get a massage because I know what they're putting on me and I know that it is the purest of plants in the world. And doTERRA sources their plants where they thrive the most. And I truly, truly trust all the research they've done and all the testing that they've put their essential oils through as well. So what you can do if you want a more enhanced experience too is pair these two together for supporting you in your pain management and any discomfort along your pregnancy and into post as well. So, of course, consult your doctor with these products. I am no doctor myself. These are simply suggestions that have worked well for me and my body, and I want to be able to share them because I believe in natural solutions and options and sharing that with other people as well. And then lastly, I know I mentioned the Breathe Essential Oil that you can drop onto your tissues or diffuse to really open up your airways. But another thing that's really nice is our Breathe Vapor Stick. So not only is this great for pregnancy, but it's also great for young kids and really helping support them as a vapor rub and stick. And what I've found compared to these growing up is this is a very thin layer and it's not very sticky and gunky as some of my childhood vapor rubs were. And so I feel like it's very nice and supportive and it rubs on kind of like a lotion. And then lastly, with pregnancy, we know that some nausea, discomfort, acid reflux can occur. So I really encourage you to kind of look into some ways to support yourself with this. Yoga is definitely with those seated postures and bringing energy up through your spine, as well as the gentle seated twists. And just that breathing movement up and down is really going to help support some of that. But then also we have peppermint beadlets. So peppermint is a great one to smell aromatically for any feelings of nausea. It helps to relieve some of that, as well as taking internally through these little peppermint beadlets that are going to help support you internally with any issues going on there as well. So again, consult your doctor, see if these are okay. But we also have a team of doctors with doTERRA that say that it's totally safe to use essential oils to mothers and doctors' discretions of what specifically works for you and your baby. So be open to them, see if they would be an option, and if you are interested in getting started at all with essential oils and doTERRA, I would love, love, love to guide you and point you in the right direction of what fits your current needs and family's needs for the future. And I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments how it went for you, what you liked, and also share this with someone you think might be interested in learning some natural ways to help support them through this. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't below. You can also, if you're interested in learning more about essential oils in general, you can check out the link below and join our Happy High as Dew Oil Tribe, where I do weekly education on live videos and posts on how I use essential oils in my daily routines and the different aspects they can really provide support with. And lastly, if you're interested in getting started, there is a link that you can look into our starter kits. And again, I would be really, really happy to guide you on this journey. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys all have a beautiful day. And wherever you are in time watching this video, I so much appreciate you and hope you feel all